All right, everybody, what's going on?
What
Welcome
up, what
to the unmarkeD podcast, episode number 7.
No,
Yes,
it's
sir.
8, fool.
8. Oh, snap!
You
That's right.
fucking dumb fuck.
I said 8 in my head,
All
but
right, we're gonna redo this. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the unmarkeD podcast, episode number 8. I am your co-host Dong Lee, and this is my other host right here.
Tlalolin Ramirez, and
And-
we have a very special episode today, boys.
We
and
do.
girls.
Yes, sir.
This is our first guest of the podcast, Mr. Anthony Carrillo.
Camarillo.
Camarillo.
Sir.
Camarillo.
Mr. Twan, the Twan guy
Yeah,
himself.
we call him Twan. That's his nickname. Where did Twan come about?
All right. So it's because my uncle actually had a friend named Antoine. My uncle played professional football, and he actually played with this guy, Antoine Dickerson, I believe is his name. Oh, yeah. Cheers. But yeah, no, my uncle just started calling me Antoine, and I just asked him, I was like, why are you calling me Antoine? He's like, that's your name in French. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I guess you're right. And my little cousins just started calling me Twan for short.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
And that shit just stuck.
So Antoine, and he called you that because it was your name in.
Well, it was because he had a homie who he played football with.
Yeah.
Whose name was Antoine, and I don't know. I mean, just
It kinda
some
just
little-
stuck.
Yeah, just some little thing that
Huh.
my uncle like
Interesting.
threw in there. And
Twan. That's all I know you as is fucking Twan.
Yeah.
no, and most people do. Like, I mean, there's really the only people that call me Anthony are my parents.
Yeah.
No one else
Yeah.
does.
Well, but
kinda how it is.
besides just being Twan, break a little bit about yourself. What do you?
Yeah. Who are you, bro?
Okay, so
how do we meet, dude?
Let's give a little bit of context. So, the reason I even know Talo and Dong here is because I now work at In-N-Out Burger again. I used to work there. I got hired in, I think, 2010, and worked there till about 2017. And
That's like OG in like in and out terms. Like he's
He's been there for a minute.
He's been there for a minute.
Dude,
like he's
2010,
seen the
that's 10
company
years ago.
from like what it's and like for all the listeners that don't know, like we've all like worked at In and Out, and this is how we met was through basically In and Out, and
Yeah.
we all have like different things going on in our lives, but In and Out is basically our
the place that basically put us together is how we met, essentially.
right. All right, so just keep going on with your story. I just want to let the viewers know.
yeah, so I got hired in 10, left in 17, and then got another job. Worked there for about 2 years doing something entirely different. But when I had worked for the company previously, I had worked with Mark, who was all our current store manager right now, who is our current
he's
store
our
manager right now.
Yeah.
And so I'd known him. I'd worked with him for I'd say about 4 years or so. And he and I were cool. He helped me to get my level 7, and I worked with him for a good while.
Is he the one who hired you back in 2010?
No.
So you had somebody else, and then Mark
Yeah.
came in.
Yeah, I had worked
your
with
store?
another lady named Yvette. She was the store manager that hired me.
Mm.
And yeah, no, she was really cool. I worked with her for about, I want to say 3 years, something around that time. And she had left though. They opened up a new store in Texas, and I want to say San Antonio. And she left out there. She went out there with a bunch of other associates, and to go open up that store. But I stayed, and then when she left, that's when Mark came.
How far were you? What level were you when she bounced?
When she left,
That was 3 years, right? 3 or 4 years, you said?
yeah, that was like I want to say this is, if it was 2010 I got hired, 11, 12. This is around 13 maybe, something like that, 12 or 13. And when she had left, I had already been training on cooking for the longest time.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, I was like,
You're basically up there, dude.
I was basically a cook.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I hadn't gone watch then. And then back then it's a lot different from now, because now the store manager can watch you and give you your cooking raise.
But back then, it had to be the DM.
Is this high schooler Twan?
No, this is college.
College Twan?
Yeah. But yeah, so you would have to schedule that with the DM.
No, that's how I got watched too.
Yeah.
Through my
yeah,
DM.
he would have to come in and watch you on a day that worked out for his schedule and such. So
That's why
One-
it's easier for these new.
No, it
Hey,
really-
come
it really
on,
is.
dude.
I mean,
so much easier, dog.
Hey, it's true though. It's true.
I wouldn't say it's easier, but it is a lot more convenient and a
Yeah,
lot.
I think it's convenient, dude.
Yeah.
Mark was hard on me, bro.
Yeah.
Mark, he like wasn't behind me, taking pictures, like making sure my grill was on point,
Mhm.
like making sure
yeah,
I was
well,
everything
because
right.
also, like, if you think about it, like, there's a lot more pressure on Mark because if he can
Yeah.
pass you, then anyone who he says should be a level 6, like, that's his reputation on it.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
if the DM or the RM come
That's
in and
true.
they see it and they look, oh, it's like that's kind of shit quality. It's like, oh,
They go down on him
Yeah,
now.
Mark's past you.
Yep.
Like,
And
Yeah.
and personally speaking, like if someone higher up comes in and you have a level 6 cooking, you have a grill person cooking,
Mm-hmm.
they have shit burgers. They're
Yeah.
gonna get shit from it, but not from fucking the DM. The DM's gonna light up
Mark,
the fucking
yeah, the
person
store
in
manager,
charge,
yeah, the
like-
person who promoted you,
Yeah.
100%.
Yep. So
yeah. So long story short, pretty much what happened was I got thrown on the back burner because Yvette found out she was going to go get a new store and it was going to be in Texas, which was still relatively new.
So she kind of just gave up on you.
Yeah. I mean, for lack of a better word, yeah, it's kind of exactly what she did. But I mean, there's no like bad blood between me and her. Like, I loved her. She's
yeah,
cool
yeah.
as fuck.
And that's
It
just
just,
like
like-
life. It happens.
Yeah, I
like-
mean, it just happened. She had like 3 or 4 kids, and like, I mean, it was just a new thing. But
yeah.
Damn.
but no. So when she left, that's when Mark got there. Then Mark was kind of like, okay, who is where? Who needs to do what? Like, who do I got to move up and everything? And I was like, hey, like I've been training for like months. Like I know
Forever,
what
yeah.
I'm doing.
I'm down.
Like just, and then also too, it just worked out because he was brand new and he needed someone to like.
Were you there at his first store? Or were you
no,
there?
no.
11, right?
Yeah, I was at 11 in Hacienda Heights. So this
That was right before 36? No.
Yeah, this was before he went to 36.
No, I'm saying, what was the store right before he went to 36?
11.
Was it 11?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he was there, and yeah. So I was like his first level 6, like right when he got there. Then I got my level 7, like within months that he had been there.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. So like me, and then I think I had like 2 other friends that were kind of like his like associates that he like
that he brought over?
brought up kind of like as soon as he got.
Oh,
there.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Is like I don't know. It's kind of like how I think of like how Dong pretty much
Yeah.
you like it went into management with Mark
Mhm.
kind of. So like if I'd wanted to be going
Yeah.
into management, like I would have been in the same kind of boat, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, for
But
sure. That's why as soon as you got to 36, I was just like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing. Fucking boom, boom, boom. Like,
Yeah, bro.
There was
You came into
no-
36. That was the first time I met you. I met you
Yeah.
at 36. And
yeah, this is a very long-winded answer of asking how I know you guys. So yeah, let me So fast forward. Yeah, I had another job. I left for a little while. And then
come back.
I came back. I asked
to
Mark.
In and Out.
It just life situations. I needed a different job from what I was at previously. And yeah, me and Mark got along, worked together for years. Like we were always cool. So I was like, hey man, like, is it cool if I come back? And he took me back, and now that's how I met you fools. Cause
yeah.
you guys were working there when I got there.
But like, besides all the in and out talk, like we really wanted Twan on this podcast just because like I've had to give Twan rides home, and on the rides home, he like would tell me these fucking fascinating, dope ass stories. Like I've never, like I feel like honestly I could say that I've done a lot of crazy shit in my life, and then I hear Twan's stories, and I'm like, all right,
Damn.
this is the one person that fucking tops me. Like this is the guy that like, and like he has his head on straight. Like he
Yeah.
like has aspirations, and like he has a drive in his life, and that's exactly why like I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Dalo has like recognized that too. You know, like
100%.
but yeah,
I mean that also just comes with I'm 28 now, so I mean
Yeah.
I have I don't know, I've just
Experience.
had a little bit more experience than
Yeah,
you guys.
for
I
sure,
mean,
yeah.
not like I'm like that much older, but I mean I finished college now. I mean, I had worked at In-N-Out for so long. I'd seen so many things, and
And your crazy, where do your crazy stories come from? Do they come from college or from like just
They come
being
from real
out-
life,
like,
baby.
from, like,
just
real life,
fucking living
man.
it. Yeah.
I've just had I don't know. I've just been in situations that have just been I
like
don't know,
what?
just-
Like what kind of crazy stories are we talking about here?
all right, so I'm gonna give a good one.
He leans
now.
back.
Yeah.
He's chilling. He's like, all right, you guys.
No, because like, okay, so here a little side note too. So, because this is funny that Dong has like really liked the fact that like I like to tell stories, and this is something completely else that I've like had to think about is that like ever since I was a little kid, like I've always liked telling like people's stories, like about whether it be like fucking I used to do this thing where like I would read a lot of stories and stuff, like read books and everything, but my cousins didn't like to read. So like I would kind of like give a rough synopsis, but like it was pretty much like I would go into depth and try and tell like retell the story to like my cousins, and like that was just like a thing that I was like really into. And then like the older I got, I just started living and experiencing a lot of stuff, and like I started telling stories that way. And like now that's why I like to write a lot. It's like why I like to read a lot. Like I just love like stories in general. So
That's cool.
Yeah, but like I also love that like you're not afraid to share these stories. Like you wear it with pride, you know what I mean? Like, and you tell me, and it's like things that I can learn from just listening to your story. Like,
yeah,
because like I said, like I've had a lot of crazy shit happen, but when you tell me your stories, I'm like, damn, Twan's OG, dude. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, I haven't heard many of these stories. So, Twanskis, bro, what's up, dude? Say something, dude. Tell us something crazy.
And NSFW?
Have I told you? I don't remember if I told you this or if I told Brandon this about when I went on a road trip with my parents when I was like 11. Did I tell you?
I don't remember.
The 11-year-old.
Say it, dude. Just say it, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
What happened on a road trip when you were 11?
So, yeah, I want to say this is 11 because when I was like 12 or 13, I was playing travel baseball and we went on like this trip to Cooperstown. And this was before that. So, okay, a little context. So, when I was growing up, pretty much my whole life, my parents, I'm an only child, and my parents would like to do road trips or like some kind of trip like every year. Like,
yeah,
that's just like what we used to do. And so like every summer I could expect that we were going to go somewhere or do something, or like they're just something we would go and we would do, like whether it was like a weekend, a week, like whatever. Right. So I want to say when I was 11, we were going to go to Mount Rushmore. That was like the plan. So we, it ended up being like a full on, like, I don't know, 10 to 14 day trip. Like we were gone for a while.
Damn.
But yeah,
that's dope.
We went to Arizona first, and we stayed with we have family out there, my aunt and uncle, my cousins. We stayed with them for about a weekend or so, hung out, did whatever. And then from there we went to, was it Colorado? And then Colorado all the way through New Mexico, went all the way up until we got to South Dakota. And like, mind you, there's plenty of other stories mixed in with that, but there's a specific one I want to get to. So we went to Mount Rushmore, did the whole thing, handled it, enjoyed it. And then from there, we were going to go all the way through, I want to say Utah. And we went to Salt Lake City, visited Brigham Young, saw the whole city and everything. And then the last leg of the trip, before we headed home in Southern California, we were going to drive from Utah all the way to San Francisco because we were going to watch a Giants game. And I don't remember the exact time constraints, but we left somewhere in Utah to get to Frisco, so however long that would have taken. And we just planned to drive all night. And for this trip, my dad, this is back when there's no navigation, you can't look this shit up on Google Maps or nothing. So
I remember those days. Yeah. My dad just fucking with a map,
with the whole map. Yeah,
this was like the Thomas guy type shit. You pull it out and you're looking.
Do you remember the Tom Toms?
Yeah, I do remember those things.
I remember we had one in every single car. That was my dad's shit for some reason. It was a Tom Tom.
We ever had one of those. I think we just
I didn't have that. What is it?
So it was basically just navigation.
Yeah,
What is
yeah,
it? A
it was-
GPS?
Yeah, that's
you
pretty
know
much what it
Apple
was.
Maps is.
Yeah.
Well, before Apple Maps,
Yeah, it was
people
like a
had
little,
TomToms.
Tom-
little
Tom?
thing. Yeah, you just
Before
had
it was
on your
even
dash
built
or
into the
whatever.
car, people had TomToms. That's like,
I didn't know that's what it was called. I call
Yeah.
it a GPS system.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, because you're
that's what it
fucking
was.
20 or something. Like,
All right, dude.
yeah.
Okay, whatever. All right, so you drove from from Utah to San Francisco.
Yeah, so we were going for so when this happened, like this whole trip, my dad is just using like the maps and shit. So he's like, obviously, the straightest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. So he picks like, I'm gonna pick the highway that gets us from this point to this point as quick as possible, no curves, no nothing. So he picks this highway, which I mean, I don't even remember like the number of the highway. You could look it up, but what it was famous for is being the loneliest highway in America, which means
Wow.
there are no gas stations, there are no towns, there are no
wow.
people, there is nothing, literally nothing on this highway.
wait, what state? This was in.
This was going from. I want to say we started from South Dakota to go all the way to California to NorCal.
Damn.
But the specific leg of this journey, which was like the worst, was when we were leaving Utah to go to
Yeah, San Francisco.
NorCal, because it's all just going through the mountains. And dude, like I'd always heard the phrase like ghost town, but like
Yeah.
never known that it's like an actual thing that really does exist. But we passed through so many ghost towns. Like,
Wait, like what do you mean?
So it's Highway
Like-
50. I looked it up.
Highway 50. Yes, Highway 50.
I literally
Really?
just looked up loneliest,
Loneliest
highway. On the freeway.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And it basically is like you can road trip it through basically the whole U.S. Right?
Yeah.
Like you can get basically
You
North
go-
Dakota through San Francisco. So
Yeah, you could
go
have taken it
east
from
to, east to west.
Frisco, I want to say all the way to like somewhere on the East Coast. I'm not sure specifically what state.
So there's literally
Wow,
towns that were built and everything.
I want to check this shit out,
Dude, let's do
I
it.
had no idea about
Let's go on a little
US
road trip.
Yes.
Highway 50 down,
So,
dude, down.
So pretty much what a ghost town is, or I mean, that's what I think of what we went through as, is they're just little small towns, and you go through them, and there's not a single person there, not a car there,
That's wild.
nothing. It's just an abandoned.
That's
little
pretty
town.
scary, dude.
But so the
Gives you
reason,
chills.
I mean,
Like
we started going through them during
I've
the
seen,
morning.
I've seen a lot of highways like that. That
Yeah.
have been like. Was there no signs whatsoever? Because you know how when you're on those, it's like, oh, the next gas station coming up in 75 miles. Like,
oh yeah, no, yeah, and it would say that you would get signs like that. You would get signs that say "Welcome to whatever
Wow.
whatever town," but none of them
Population
would
zero.
ever say that. Oh, by the way, everything is completely gone and there is no human activity whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like they don't say that. So like that's what made it so like terrifying at the time.
Yeah.
Is because we're driving and we're like trying to get gas because we're like, we don't know how long we're going to go until we
Yeah.
get gas. So like, we're like, wherever we see a gas station, we're stopping and we're going just to make sure that we're as full as can be at all times. So we're going and it'll say like, oh, like fucking Hunterville is up here in 3 miles. We're like, okay, cool. We'll get gas in Hunterville. And then we get there and then there is a gas station, but there's no pump and
Wow.
there's no humans there. And it's completely an empty building, like
That's
a shell of a
crazy.
building.
Crazy.
And you're like, well, fuck, like this, maybe I could have got gas here back in like 1984 or something, but I can't get it now
Yeah.
in 2003
And you like
or
look
whatever.
down, it's just pitch black, huh? Because it's just one road.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
I
so
was gonna
right
say, were
now,
you guys
like,
at
how does it
nighttime?
look?
this leg of like this time of the trip, it's like I don't know 4 or 5
Oh,
p.m.
okay, so it's still day.
So there's still time, like there's still daylight in the sky, but like, and we're still probably like over half a tank. But we're like just thinking about it now, like okay, we've passed a few towns with nothing in them. So when are we gonna get to one that has something in them?
So what happened? You guys ran out of gas? No
Dalo
way.
really wants the story.
Oh, bro, I want to know what's
He wants
up.
it
dude.
quick.
I'm like
The
at the edge of my seat,
anticipation's
dude. I'm like
killing
trying
him.
to. I'm like, what's going on, dude?
Okay,
What happened?
so we keep going, passing another one, and we finally get to this town, and it's late, it's nighttime already by this point, and we're driving through, and we see this gas station, and there's cars there,
yeah.
and then my dad's like, oh shit, like there's a Like we have
There's
to
human
be able to,
activity.
Yeah, we have to be able to get something there because there's people there.
Uh-huh.
But they were like big, like SUVs, like Jeeps, like big like trucks that you just imagine. Like there's some big fools out here.
Yeah.
Like big ass dudes are driving this. Like this isn't like a little mom's like van or anything. These are big ass cars. So I personally,
You're fucking 11.
I'm 11. My mom's asleep in the back. My dad's driving. We're running out of gas and of the fucking mountains of Utah. I'm like, this doesn't seem right. But my dad's like, maybe we'll get gas. So we park, and he's like, all right. He's like all the, mind you, all the lights are off in this town. Still, it still looks like a ghost town. But it just so happens that there's cars here. So my dad's like, I'm gonna pull here. I'm gonna pull into the stall, into the right up to the pump, because there were pumps there, but everything just looked turned off. And he's like, stay in the car. I'm gonna go check out, see what I can see. I'm like, all right. So he gets out, starts walking over to like the left side from like where I was looking, and of course I'm like, I'm checking.
Yeah.
I'm going to go outside right now.
Oh.
My mom's asleep. She's going to stay in this car. I'm 11 years old, and like I'm not going to be the only one not checking shit out. Like I got to go check. So
Damn.
I get out, close the door all quietly because like I just didn't feel right about anything. So I started going to the right. I come around like the whole big, I guess, like mini mart section of it or whatever, like the entrance. And then there was like these big like what are those big ass like cars?
Gas tank?
No, like the big ass things, like the container boxes that the like you would see loaded like on a ship or like on the back of a train.
Oh,
or like, you know, those
cargo,
big, like the cargo
yeah.
type of things. Well, there was like a few in the back, and I heard voices from over there. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go check that out. Sounds like something I should go check out.
Yeah.
I haven't heard voices in a while, so fuck it. So I start walking over there. I'm walking all quietly and freaking try not to make too much noise because there's like gravel and everything. It's like we had passed the paved area. And I go kind of wide and like try and tilt my head around to see like what's going on over there. And full-blown hostage situation.
What?
Yeah, there was these two guys and they were tied up back to back, and there was like four dudes there with like big ass like hunting rifles and shit.
Oh,
and like honestly, realistically, I don't remember what they were arguing about. I don't remember, but it was very
fucking guns on.
It was very clear that there was a group of guys threatening the lives of two other guys, and those two guys looked like there was no hope left for them.
Holy
It was really bad, and it scared the shit out of me. So of course I'm like, I turn around, I turn around back, and I go quietly as I can. I tiptoe back, and then I like go right in between like where the cargo things are and onto the other side. And my dad's still like looking through the windows and shit. Like I'm like, we need to go right now. We need to get the hell out of here. He's like, what? I was like, don't say a word. Let's just get in the car and leave.
You told him that? You told that
Yeah.
your dad, 11 years old?
And
Holy
we just
shit.
we got in the car, and then I was like, there's people with guns and they're going to kill this guy. And my dad was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And like, he was like, okay,
Whoa.
like, he's like, we need to get as far away from as possible as we can from this. He's like, so I'm going to just start driving fast through these mountains and get as far away from this whole situation as we can. And then he started talking to me like, from there, then I'm going to try and go as fast as I can, so that way like we can roll as far as we can after we run out of gas.
'cause you have no
and then when we
gas.
get wherever we're going, I'm going to leave my knife with you, and you're going to be here with mom, and I'm going to walk and try and find gas. And I'm already going into like survival mode, like
What the?
like I'm going to have to fucking
Whoa.
fight possibly someone or a bear or something. And like, dude, it was just like,
Yeah.
it was like my
Dude, that's
11-year-old like anxiety was through the roof at this point. Like,
Holy shit,
insane.
dude, that's crazy.
And so yeah, he just starts fucking hauling ass. And
So tell me the good news, bro. Did you guys find gas?
Yeah, that was literally about to say.
Check
Like,
this out.
did you get gas?
Come on, bro. It's a happy
So-
ending here.
So yeah, so we're going fast as fuck. We're going as fast as we can. Gas is going down, past the quarter, past an eighth, and then we've seen all these signs that say like, beware of like fucking deer crossing and all this shit, and we're going like 93 through like what you would think of on like Turbo Canyon or like
Yeah.
fucking going over like Hacienda, and we're just going real fast, and finally like I just hear the bing 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 like, and the freaking gas just ran out, and there was none. And I get my dad, I get to feel it like, oh, we just ran out. So we're just like,
The car's like,
so my dad just like still has like the freaking pedal down. He's like, fuck it, threw it in neutral. And we're just rolling. He's all like, he's like, get ready. He's like, wherever we land, he's like, I'm gonna get out and start walking.
Wow.
We come around this big ass bend, dude, huge ass bend in like the freaking side of the fucking mountain.
Yeah.
Turn around it. Bright ass fucking Arco. We fucking we rolled right up to the fucking pump, dude. Wow. Ended right at the pump, bro. Me and my dad get out and we walk into the Arco and the AMPM or whatever, and the guy's all like, "Good morning." And we're like, "Good fucking morning to you, bro, dude." Oh man, like me and him were like freaking high fiving each other and shit. Like, it was honestly the most like freaking rewarding moment of being a child.
That's relief right there,
Oh,
dude.
dude,
That's
it
like
was so awesome.
Fuck
Like,
yeah, dude.
and yeah, that
you,
shit
you got
just
me
kinda
relieved
happens.
right there. I was my heart was pumping.
That's what I'm
through that
telling you.
stuff
Twan
right
knows how
there.
to tell a story. He
I know.
he knows how to build it up, builds it up. Fucking climax, fucking and
Happy
end of
ending,
it, happy
dude.
ending.
Happy
fucking-
ending.
Dude, that's all it comes down
That's
to.
why we needed him on this fucking podcast. So when basically I road tripped with my friends to Colorado, and we got stuck in Utah too. So when you're telling that story, I was like having
Really?
flashbacks of. So basically, me and my friends went to Utah. We're going to Colorado. We took my friend Nick's truck. You remember Nick, right?
Nick?
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
took his truck. So we were going on a snowboarding trip.
Anderson.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
We took his truck, and apparently these new trucks have fucking DEF fluid. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay, so I don't fucking know what it is either, but it's a
So
fucking
none of us
fluid
know
that
what
apparently
DEF
these new
fluid
trucks
is.
need, right?
Okay.
So the fluid ran out in the middle of Utah. We were literally on a windy ass road too. Fucking it said that if you turn off your engine, you're not going to be able to start your car. And we had about 100 miles left of gas. So we're like, we need to find the closest dealership. Like we called and they just took the car in for a fucking checkup the week before.
Yeah.
So it was a whole fucking thing. So we ended up in a city in Utah with a Ram dealership, and we pulled up at 3 a.m. and the dealership didn't open till 9, so we fucking slept till we slept.
Just
6
camped that
hours.
out
Yeah,
until
we
they
camped it
opened.
out, and they're like, we can't fix this overnight, and our like Airbnb was booked, like we had
Damn.
literally like 6 more days, like we couldn't
What
wait
time
out
of the year
truck.
was this?
Huh?
What time of the year was this?
This was maybe 3 years ago before I met you.
No, I mean,
No,
like,
no.
was this spring?
Yeah,
It was winter, so
summer?
we went out
You guys
there to
went
snowboard.
snowboarding.
Yeah, we went
Oh.
in January.
Yeah, see, this makes it more interesting because there's snow involved.
There was snow. So the interesting part of the story.
Yeah.
So there was snow.
Twan's just telling you how to tell a story.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm
like,
learning, Twan. I'm
I'm
learning.
like,
you gotta
if it
tell
was
the details,
summertime,
you
then
gotta-
like it would have been hot in the car. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
So it was
So there was
freezing cold.
snow.
Yeah, so we got to the dealership. They're like, we can't have it ready for you. We got to give you a truck, a Jeep. I mean, so they gave us a tiny ass Jeep. And
How many of there were you?
There was 4 of us, but we had all our,
You had
our
equipment.
snowboards.
Yeah,
So,
snowboard
like,
equipment.
We
It
needed
was
a
uncomfortable.
fucking truck. Like,
Yeah.
so we had to. So just think about a 5-person car. We had to bend the seat down, and we had to stick the snowboards in the seat that we bend down, and then 2 people.
And then
had
you
to,
stuffed them in
Yeah,
there?
with literally a week's worth of luggage for 4 guys with
shit.
snowboarding gear and winter gear. Like, it was rough, dude. I literally had to sit in the car fucking for like 8 hours in the back, like
All cramped up.
Wait, why didn't they give you
all
guys a
cramped
truck?
up.
they
they
didn't
didn't
have, one,
have
huh?
any.
Wow.
I
So-
literally do not know.
So I'm taking it that you guys went up on this trip in your little Jeep, and then on the way back, you had to get his truck.
Well, yeah, the thing. Oh, okay. So you know what? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, how'd
we've
you
been
guys get
drinking.
there?
I forgot a little part of the story. So the reason why we had to take that Jeep was because we were going up into the mountains, and that's the only 4-wheel drive
Oh, the
car that they
4x,
had
yeah.
to offer. Whereas
Yeah.
the truck that we were gonna take was already 4-wheel drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So we had to take it. Our cabin was
It's either
literally
that-
up in the fucking mountains. Like we
Yeah.
had to take it, and we know Colorado's fucking snowing like fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. So the funniest thing is, 2 hours into the road, like we go grab one. 2 hours into the road, we fucking the first thing that
What's up,
happens,
dog?
a little rock, just hits the windshield, crack.
You're lying.
Crack
Full
the
spider
fucking
webs and
windshield.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They're like, fuck,
That's
this
a
is a
bummer.
rental. Fuck, and we're in
no.
fucking Utah right now. Like, we're nowhere near home. Like,
Oh damn!
so
that
this was like a
sucks.
real challenge.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
that's wild.
So, I mean, we all look back on it as like a memory.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
of
and
course.
see, okay, so that's the whole
hardship
thing
that
about
we had
these
to go
kinds of
through.
things is like at the moment you're like, this is garbage.
It sucked.
Life sucks right now, and
Yeah.
I just hope I can get to like tomorrow.
Yep.
But like
Once you get
after
through
the
it,
fact,
you look back at
Then
it, and
you're
you're like,
like,
damn.
that was hilarious, and now I can get so many laughs out of
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
And the
cracking
thing is,
the
we like
windshield
do
with the
these
rock.
yearly trips, and like, so it's always usually in January. And when we went to Canada the year after, and when we went to Canada, everything went well. It was perfect. The trip was perfect, and we kept bringing up, dude. Do you remember that shit that happened in fucking Utah? Like,
How'd you
it
like
was a
Canada?
memory, huh?
How'd you like Canada?
Dude, Canada's dope.
What do they have? The famous snack over there. The
So-
Poutine?
poutine. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I actually have a lot of friends that are Canadian. Ironically,
okay, so people don't fucking know what poutine is in the U.S., but
It's like the most fattening, most carb filled.
so if you,
fried
live in,
ever.
if you live in California and you don't know what poutine is,
Me.
imagine
Me.
kind of a Canadian version of animal fries.
That's what I think of when Dong
Yeah, but
explained
then-
it. I was
but
like,
then
that's like what I pictured.
animal fries is only the
the
West
Southern
Coast.
California. Yeah.
West Coast.
Well, that's why I said California.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
guess
he
it
did.
would just be like a fucking.
Well, explain, what is it? What
so
is
it's
it,
pretty
dude?
much fries.
No,
and-
what's everything? What's something that everyone eats in America?
in America?
In America? What kind of America are we talking about here?
I don't know. I just think
North,
of burgers.
South, or
Just
middle?
okay, burgers. So the
Yeah.
general.
It's a very an American thing. Is
Okay,
a cheeseburger.
yeah. So America burgers, Canada poutine. That's how you compare it.
Well, yeah,
Canada.
that is like
poutine.
their
Really?
thing. It pretty much what it is it's French fries, and then there's like gravy on it, and then like
cheese
curds.
dude. The cheese curds when the
then what
gravy
else?
melts the
Oh,
cheese
man, dude,
curds
I'm
and you put it in
hungry.
your fucking mouth.
And then honestly, cheese curds is just a very Canadian way of saying mozzarella sticks.
No, they're little balls.
But it's pretty much just balls of cheese.
Balls of cheese?
So I'm saying it's like fried balls of cheese. It's like a mozzarella thing.
When you said balls
Stick
of cheese,
thing.
though, I don't know why. I
Dong,
just-
not on this
Oh
podcast.
my god.
Not on this podcast.
Okay, Dong, sure, right. Whatever.
All right, so your new hosts, Twan and Dalo.
Twan's like telling you, hey,
Dong,
you
get the
cannot
fuck out
talk-
of here right now. No, but dude, okay, so when we went to Canada, we literally went to every single restaurant and we always ordered a dish of poutine. Pastrami poutine, roast
Yeah.
beef poutine.
Oh, they had different.
bacon
Yeah,
poutine.
so like the pretty much like the model of it is the fries,
Yeah.
the gravy, and the cheese curds.
But then
you
you
been
put
to
extra
Canada?
stuff on top.
I have, but like what I'm speaking of is honestly more because I have like 3 very close friends that are all Canadian.
And they all talk
That's
about
pretty
it.
dope. That's
like
dope.
yeah, like my boy Brett, this fool literally lives in fucking I think it's Cambridge. I could be wrong on this. He's probably laughing at me if he ever listens to this. But he lives. Yeah,
Hey,
he
you
lives,
better tag him.
I was
so
gonna
he
say, you
listens
better
to this
show
shit.
this.
Yeah, but he lives in
Podcast
Canada.
to him.
But anyway, and then I know him because a very close friend of mine, Robert, who I actually play music with the guy. Like I've known the guy for a while. That's a whole nother tangent. But this guy, he's Canadian, and yeah, this guy Brett I'm talking about is his cousin. That's how I know him. But yeah, they're like they both like to make poutine. Like
Oh, wow,
we
really?
go get poutine. Like
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you get it at? Do
a
you get
bunch
it?
of different places. Like there's
one in
there's one
Anaheim.
spot
Really?
specifically
I'll take you.
in
Don't
Dude,
worry.
I want to go. This sounds
We'll
good.
go.
I've never had
I
it.
think that's the same one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's one also in I think Huntington Beach. Maybe
Is there?
Yeah, I've been there with. I've been to a few different spots with them, like where they've shown me out to.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. My friend Rob, he's always worked in the food industry, and he's somewhat of a chef, and he's very into that. So
So you mentioned you're a musician. What's that about? How'd you get into music, and what do you play? Because you're a singer, right? You're a vocalist.
Yeah, I've always been into vocals.
But for what, Twan?
I know,
Tell our
bro.
listeners.
It's pretty interesting.
I fucking love it, and it turns me on that you fucking do this shit.
Opened my eyes when you told me. What is it, bro?
Okay, so yeah, I started playing like in like a little like hardcore punk type band when I was in freshman year of high school. So what would this be, like 06, something like that? And yeah, it was just one of those things where I had a bunch of friends in like middle school. I kind of just discovered like metal and emo and hardcore and screamo and all this kind of shit.
You did screamo though, right? That's
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I was in a band and I screamed.
It's heavy metal. Yeah.
But I mean, like, this was just like a whole thing that I like really discovered, like, I don't know, maybe like 7th grade or something. And it was just like, I had a friend who played drums, then I had another friend who played bass. So then like it just one thing led to another. We were all chilling like after school and I was like, fuck it, I'll scream. And I screamed and it just became a thing. And then we ended up making a band. And I did that for, I don't know, like
shout out to your YouTube channel. Do it right now because I've seen you showed me your music videos.
I actually didn't know you have a
like honestly
YouTube
I haven't
channel.
even gone on this thing for like years and years, but it was DE Rules.
Uh-huh.
The spelling's a little weird on it. I don't even really remember it, but it's different. It wasn't spelled correctly. It was like rules like with 2 O's or something dumb.
Oh.
But anyway, so yeah, we made this stupid little band and played a little show at my buddy's house for like his birthday or something. And like, no, it was just fun, man. It was
That's
like
cool.
it's just one of
That's
those
cool.
things where like, you know, like Thalo's a musician.
But you still do it. You still said you've done it since 7th grade, and you're still
that's like
screaming till this
that's
day.
when we started, yeah. And then I did that for a little while, and then the guy who played guitar for us, I knew him because we played baseball together. We played like travel baseball together growing up, and like I've known the guy for years. And he likes to play guitar, so he was our guitarist. And then once it was kind of like it was just a fun thing. It wasn't anything we took serious, really.
Yeah.
And then, but my buddy Garrett, this guy I'm talking about, who's a guitar/baseball player, he had a bunch of friends through his church who like one guy played bass, one guy played drums, like another guy played guitar, and like they all like were very competent musicians. And this is going from like one thing that was just like for fun that like my friend liked to play drums, but was he really good at it? No, like shit like that. And to like all these other guys who like actually grew up playing like in church band like for years and years. So like they're all very competent musicians. And he's like, I like the way like you scream, like it's fun, like it's cool doing that thing, but like why don't we actually make a serious band? So I was like, all right, cool, man, like let's do it. And yeah, we started that up when I was like 14, freshman year of high school, and by senior year we were like getting approached by like small labels that wanted to sign us.
Oh
and stuff
wow,
like that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you know the band Seosin?
Yeah, man.
Okay, because
Yeah.
like anyone I bring this up to, like nobody knows Seosin, but fucking
Oh no, it's funny you say that. Shout out to our coworker Edgar, but he was talking to us about this the other day, and yeah, he's a big Seosin fan actually.
do you know Seosin?
No. Are they a
Check them out.
heavy metal screamo band?
No, it's
No,
like
not really.
like if I'm gonna get specific with it, they're like a post-hardcore, maybe experimental type band. I don't know, but
Yeah.
so really, regardless of Seosin's cool. Like, no offense to them, but their singer, this guy Anthony Green, this guy was like my favorite like singer, like growing up. Like, I discovered him like right when they started Seosin.
Me too.
Yeah,
Twan, me too.
I was like really into that.
I was.
in, like, middle school.
I
That was,
literally
like,
remember
my-
I was in 5th grade when I first heard
man.
Seosin.
Like I think
Yeah.
I was like an 8th grader when I like stumbled on him. Yeah, and freaking, and then he went to another band called Circa Survive. Who like, if you know me, if you've been a long time friend of me, like you know, like that's my favorite band.
Seosin?
No,
Wow.
Circa Survive.
Oh, okay.
The band that he's in now. And
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, because he was only in Seosin for like the first year or two.
But they're still making music.
They're still
now to
making
this
music,
day?
but it's a
Okay.
different guy. Like, and it's just a completely different group of people. But the original guy, like the guy who sang "Taking On 70," that one, and "Bare Your Head" and all that shit, like that was Anthony Green. And then he left, and he started a new band called Circa Survive. And dude, I've seen them more than any other band I've seen ever, which is a whole other thing in itself because I've seen a lot of live music, and I've seen Circa Survive like at least like 20 times. Like,
Wow.
probably a lot more than that. But
That's dope.
I really miss going to concerts.
But yeah, man, that's like what got me into it. I started doing it in like middle school, going to shows, and then like it just really like, dude, in high school, like what my week would look like would be like, obviously I went to school 5 days a week. I had to do that, and then I had baseball practice like every like afternoon because that's what I had to do, and then I had band practice like about 3 days a week, and then
On the weekend.
No, during the week, 3 days a week.
I know, but you're saying the band practice was on the weekend.
No, it was during the week.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so like I would have like school and then baseball practice, and then certain nights, I don't remember which night specifically, but we would have band practice at like 7, and then we would practice 7 sometimes to like midnight. We'd do that, and then every weekend either I had to play a show or multiple shows, or I went to go see a show. And like literally that was all I did.
You're in high school doing this.
Yeah, I was in high school doing this. And then that's not including once I started doing the whole YouTube channel. We started doing that shit like junior year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I had like,
you were grinding in high
Yeah,
school.
I was
gonna
I
say,
was
dude,
literally
that-
just fucking ditching class,
No,
smoking
man, like,
weed. Fucking.
that's the thing is I didn't even
crazy.
start like smoking weed until like junior year.
Wow.
Like a lot of my friends, a lot of people I knew like started in middle school and started doing shit like that. But no, like I just started like as soon as I got into high school, and then I started doing a clothing business too. Like I was just like on my grind in high school. Like
That's wild.
yeah.
But yeah, come senior year, man, like we had already played festivals, like we had played like huge ass shows, like we were like doing really well. Already had a bunch of stuff recorded, and yeah, it was coming down to we were getting offered like a signed like label, and then there was this they wanted to put us on this like little mini like West Coast tour. Like we were gonna go like we're
So
doing
what
That's
stopped you
crazy.
from going on that?
it was where everyone in the band was at in life. Like
Okay.
so at that point I was
Everyone's still in high school at this point?
we were all well, most of us were seniors. And then we had two guys that were like I'd say the age gap of me and you. Like they were like already 21, 22, something like that.
You're 28, right?
I'm 28 right now, yes.
So we're 3 years apart, basically.
Yeah, we were all like 17 at this point, I'd say. And then like four of us were. There's 6 people in our band. And
That's dope, dude.
so yeah, 4 of us were all like 17, 18 at this time. And then the other 2 were like 21 or 22.
yeah.
And so the main guitarist, the one who I started this band with, he got drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's a baseball player.
Damn.
Yeah, he got yeah.
Wow. That's
Whoa,
crazy.
that's like-
good.
Yeah, he got
I was
drafted.
not expecting that.
Yeah, he got drafted right out of high school. So his priority was, I want to be a pro baseball player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
and as he
Obviously.
should. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Obviously. So
You got to
he picked the right
pursue
one.
that if you even have the window
Yeah.
to even go at
100%.
that.
So he did that, and then our other guitarist was like one of the backup guitarists for Miley Cyrus's band.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
What the fuck?
And he was
Twan? You were
doing-
really playing with some talented people.
Yeah,
there.
you
like
were.
They had their shit going.
Yeah.
They're
But
fucking.
he was a lot older than us, but that was one of those things where he was kind of
he was doing
he was
his
just
thing.
locked in for the paid gig at that point.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
of
And he
course.
was doing whatever he could to
Yeah.
like, just kind of like,
Yeah.
just get there.
I mean, he had a
like-
gig, dude. He was doing
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
could.
And then the guy who was playing like synth keyboards for us, he was just becoming a sheriff. He was like 23 or something.
Yeah.
And then our bassist just took he took a full ride scholarship to Fullerton to play music.
Oh wow.
But
Damn.
his parents were like really, really, really Christian. And it was just one of those things where it was kind of like,
And I couldn't
He had
tone to
done
that.
it.
Like, I am a Christian. That music, I've literally heard like other moms say.
it was one of those
Not my mom.
it was one of those things where
Yeah,
for
it's
him
kinda hard.
his parents
Yeah.
just kind of thought like, this is your little fun thing you do in high
Right,
school.
right.
But once we go to college, now it's time to take life serious. type of thing.
Wow.
So, and then, yeah, me and my buddy Will, who played drums, were really the only 2 people who were like, honestly, this is kind of cool. Why don't we just go like freaking tour the world and just do that. But it didn't work out. And I mean, at the same time, like I got accepted to Fullerton too for education
Yeah.
rather than music. So
What'd you go to school for?
I got my English and religious, or well, let's speak well. Theology. I got my theology.
I was
degree.
literally gonna say, isn't that theology?
Just say theology.
Yeah. Yeah, I got I double majored in theology and English.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that one's kind of like random because
Why theology?
well, yeah, that's the big why. Honestly, the only one I had really planned to do was my English major.
Uh-huh.
And my first semester of college, I had to choose between like 3 different what were those electives, and it was like theology and like geology and I don't know, something stupid like pottery or something. I don't know.
Pottery.
I don't know, but like
Should have done pottery.
it was just one. Who knows, man? Probably would have worked out better for me.
Damn.
But
Well, everything
right.
happens for a reason.
yeah.
So you chose theology.
But so I took a theology class and I
You
liked
found
it
love.
and it was interesting. It wasn't anything that like it was like a big thing that like really sung to me or anything. But I mean, growing up in high school, I mean, our band was considered a Christian band.
Are you religious?
I identify as Catholic,
Okay.
I guess you would say. But so it was just one of those things where like I was always around church people. I was always like involved in church things all the time growing up, and like it was just something that it was like comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
And then but I was also like it was interesting, like learning a lot of stuff about just different religions and everything. And then so like every year I was just like I would always take like what I had to take, and then like I didn't have to take an extra class, but I would all the time.
Yeah.
And it was always just a theology class. I'd always throw it in there.
Wow.
And then by the time I was like getting ready to graduate and I was talking to like my counselor and everything and trying to figure out like what do you need? What are you like missing, whatever. At one point she's like, honestly, like why don't you just declare a double major for theology? You've taken so many of like the classes, like you're pretty much done with a degree.
Wow.
Right.
And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, like just like declare it as your other major and like you can yeah, you have like both degrees.
Yeah, it's
like,
basically
your
a double
English-
major.
Yeah, exactly. So I
That's
was like,
crazy.
yeah, no, why not? So
Yeah, that's something we talked about too. Like, Dalo wants to finish school. I eventually want to finish school too.
Yeah.
Like, and like, that's something. That's a great feat
that's-
that you have accomplished. You know, like
It's cool that you did the double major kind of like passively.
yeah,
You kind of just like, oh, I want to add in a theology
but see, that's the
class.
thing for me,
I'm
man.
assuming.
Like it just
But it's
when
hard in
when
America.
I got to college, I was always like, well, in regards to high school, I was always very like on cruise control. Like
same.
I could do the work, I could get it all done, but none of it was that interesting to me. Like
Right.
the only things I really enjoyed were my English classes, and then like in senior year, I got to take like a psychology class or something like that.
Are
Like
you good at math?
not at all. I'm terrible.
So you and I suck at math too. Dalo's
I'm
good
the
at
complete
math. So
opposite.
Dalo's like more of a math science major, and we're more like English.
Yeah,
history
see, I'm more like the
major.
humanities, all that kind of stuff, like all the arts.
Yeah,
like
humanities.
that's always been more interesting to me.
I'm outnumbered.
That's really crazy how
Two
like the
versus one.
personalities differ though. You know, like,
Literally, we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
And I told you that exists. It's either people either favor
Mhm.
math or people favor English.
Oh, I believe that too, but I also do
Well, it's
think
not just math and English.
I feel like it's typically between one or the other.
I mean,
because you can relate math.
if you
to
had
science.
to if you had to really like choose a very like an indicator that could maybe separate two different personalities,
What would
guess,
you say?
I guess you could say that like
Yeah.
math and English would be two, like because I mean like okay, so like
It's like
I-
math and science, and then English and history.
yeah,
Those kind of go like hand in hand. Because I hate
Yeah.
history like just as much as I hate English.
That's so crazy because like if I'm on YouTube and
Yeah.
anything history pops up, I'm watching.
I don't know though because
Hell
see
no.
like I don't even
boring.
I don't even really like consider English and history in the same thing either though.
Do you
I
like
think-
history?
But you're
I didn't
you're
used to
more
like
informed
it.
with books and
Yeah,
shit.
I
like,
know.
I didn't used to like it. I
You didn't
barely
used to
kind
like
of started to get even a taste for it like in the last couple of years, and I think it's more so just because I'm getting older and I have
And you
more
wanna-
respect for it.
Yeah.
See, that's what
When I
that's
was a
what
kid,
think
I was
too.
like, I don't give a fuck what they did in 30 years ago. I care about what I'm doing right now. What kind of beer is Twan gonna drink tonight? That's what I'm thinking about.
But don't you wonder about like fuck what happened in history? Like,
Well, now I do. That's what I'm
did
saying.
Adolf Hitler fucking
guess.
dominate?
In high
What
school,
did the
bro, I
US
could
do to
care less.
retaliate?
In high school, I could give two
I guess
shits
it's
about it.
probably the
See,
age difference. I guess because I
see?
feel like if I were once I get to your guys' age, I guess I feel like we're saying I guess a lot because we don't really know, but once I get your guys' age, I think I'll probably be liking history a lot more.
Yeah,
No, but
but
see, I
think
don't.
so.
I don't agree with that.
You don't
fact
agree?
because
Why?
I feel like you've always been a math science person. So
Yeah.
anything, see, like basically to say it, math and science, like those type of people like Elon Musk and stuff like that. Like they always try to like advance the future, whereas history and like
You're just trying to understand the past.
understand the past and understand what's going on. And
well, that's
right
kind of a
now-
good way of looking at it. I've never even thought
Yeah,
about it. in
I mean,
those
there's
terms.
no way.
I know, I
There's
didn't
no
think about that either.
There's no negative in both. but
Yes, of course.
it's different. It differentiates. So
Yeah, man. But so, what would you guys be majoring in if you guys were like in college right now?
Either math or
human
psychology.
pornology.
Oh my fucking god, dog.
I mean, human sexuology.
sexuality.
Is that?
Human anatomy, something like that, maybe. Nah, dude, I would major in math.
Dopamine and endorphins.
Oh my god.
Biology.
Actually, I did take a sex class in college.
How was that?
Yeah, how was
I think
that?
I did take one too.
I don't remember the actual name of it though. It was
Sexology.
no, it was
Dong Lee's pornology. Pornology.
Pornography logic.
oh no, it was philosophy of sex. That's
Oh,
what it was.
really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, philosophy major. That's what I would be. Not psychology. Nice psychology. I would
So-
be 100%.
See, philosophy is another one
major.
too. That
Twan,
I
did you?
took so many classes of philosophy. I took so many classes in college that I didn't need to take. It's ridiculous. I should have graduated in 4, but it took me 5 years because I took so many fucking
Really?
goddamn electives. Yeah, man.
Damn.
I don't know. College is just always interesting to me.
You see,
I
that's
love
why
learning.
That's why I disagree with college. Like, I don't think the amount of classes that you take because you like to learn should add an extra year for you to graduate. I think that's complete bullshit. I think that's just,
And you're paying all this extra money
and you're paying
Right?
all that
for
like
extra classes you don't need.
you don't need, but you want to take because you like to learn, and just because of that, it's gonna push your graduation a year back. Like that. That's just so.
well,
that's
it's
messed
well.
up.
So pretty much what the whole thing is that you have a certain amount of classes you can take. So
Yeah,
it's not really. It's not that you're pushing it back. It's just that
you're
you can only.
prioritizing.
I mean,
the
if you
classes
wanted
wanna
to,
take.
you could take 10 classes, but like that would be kind of like a backbreaker. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
It would be. It's more just like what can you manage?
Yeah, of course.
What load can you manage?
But so that just brings up the question: why did you graduate in 5 and not 4?
Well, realistically, it was like 4.5 because
Okay.
I took a whole semester off one year when I got really sick.
On average, though, it takes college kids nowadays
4 to
for
5.
4 to 5, right?
Yeah, closer to 5.
Closer to 5.
But honestly, so here's another.
Well, when did that
factor,
change? Because we all went. You're 28. I'm 24. You're 21. So obviously we have 4 years in each of us. When did that change? Because I remember when I was going to high school, it was, oh yeah, you can be done with college in 4 years. But now realistically,
It never really.
it takes
It
5
never
to 6
really
years.
changed. It's just that it was people admitting, like you're saying, that realistically,
it's
it
gonna
is
take
going
5.
to take 5 years. But see, that's the other thing is that the whole thing that people don't think about is the fact of how impacted a lot of schools are. So it's not the fact that you can't get it done, it's that those classes aren't available because there's too many students. They've impacted all these classes. So now you might be in the right mental headspace to take math 200.
Yeah.
You might be ready to take math 200 whatever. But you can't get math 200 because
because
it's
packed.
already been taken up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
That's also pretty fucked up because you're paying so much money, is it?
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
at the
no,
same
it is
time, like
fucked
I
up.
feel like you have to
But that's
compare it.
That's why it's like college is very weird because you have to at a certain point you have to think like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be taking this class right now, or maybe I'm not at the right time to take this class, but I need to take it because it might not be available next semester,
That's
or I might have,
interesting.
or okay, like
That's like a different strategy, like a different.
oh yeah, and
mindset
see,
on
and that's
how
the
you-
thing is that's what sucks about starting college like at the age that people typically start it, because you don't have that kind of mindset. You're not working like you're not thinking about that.
Yeah,
That's
for
why
sure.
when I see people when I was there,
1,000%.
yeah, when I was going to college doing my undergrad, and I was seeing people like in their 30s and their 40s and doing it, and like to me, it kind of I was like, damn, like why are they doing it now?
Yeah, why are they
Like,
taking it so
but
long?
then when I think about it now, it's kind of like if you didn't do like they were probably the people that like when they were 18, 19, they could give a fuck about school.
Yep.
But now that they're that age,
Yup.
they have
they
like
realize.
they have a maturity that they're
Not-
able to
not even that
actually take it serious and like
yes,
do it.
100%. Because I think that's where I'm at right now. That's why, like, I tell myself that I'm gonna finish college, and I've said it in the past in the podcast before, and I know I will, and I know I'll go back. But I know that right now, like my mentality is not right for me to go back.
See, so is it like better to just finish school and you're not even feeling it and just cheat through it?
No,
that is no, absolutely not. It's better to go back
But
to
see,
school
if I
when
were
you
to have
feel
finished
like you're
school
going.
when I was that age and I didn't give a fuck about school,
Uh-huh.
I would have fucking just done whatever I had to do to
no,
graduate.
see, like okay,
But then you're
Just
not
like I did in
learning.
high school.
But you're not learning.
no, my opinion of it is if you are in the groove of it, if you're like used to going through these motions and doing whatever you got to do, like for me, like I wasn't that interested in high school to be honest, but like I was in a groove. Like I knew like this is when I do my homework, this is how I study, this is how I do this is how this goes, and I was like in a good rhythm.
Yeah.
And I was able to carry that over into college and even kind of refine it a little bit, kind of
That's
figure
dope.
out being able to even go a little bit more on autopilot, but still be able to get my work done. Like be able to smoke weed all day and then do all my homework and
Yeah.
then finish it and then know and learn myself that I'm a good procrastinator. If I procrastinate, if that paper is due on the 30th and I started on the 1st, I'm going to get a shitty score because I'm going to like not really care about it. But if I
Yeah.
do it on the 29th and I have that pressure and I know I have to deliver. You gotta be fucking. You gotta have
fucking
You gotta be. You gotta be Kobe. You gotta have that Mamba mentality in that
my
last
God.
fucking when it counts.
See?
But you have to learn that, and that's the thing is like I feel like if you're not ready for that, you
Yeah.
got to be able to recognize that and be like, you know what, maybe I'll take the time off. But you also have to think is, are you the kind of person that will like know like, okay, in 3 years, game time, baby, we're going, like let's get this
Yeah.
shit going, let's roll it out, let's get this fucking undergrad. Or are you gonna be the guy in 3 years who's like, you know what, I'm comfortable, bro. Like I'm gonna keep smoking this weed. I'm gonna keep chilling.
Do
like,
you how valuable do you put school?
Oh, I think it's
Like-
invaluable, bro. I think it's fucking the most important thing. And it's more so because...
Why do you say that? Yeah.
Well, the reason I say it is because it's like a lot of other things in life that it just teaches you a lot of stuff about how to be and like what kind of person you're going to be. Like you got a paper due on the 30th. Like, are you going to not do it? Are you going to do it? Like, how important is it going to be to you? Like,
Have you been reading your whole life?
um,
Because right now I would consider you an avid reader.
I would consider myself an avid reader.
Like,
Yes.
Twan is the most avid reader I fucking know.
I mean, there's not
the most avid reader I know.
like I don't like to
honestly,
be
straight up
cocky
in my
about
life, he is
shit.
right
I don't
now.
like to be like very like like
No,
I'm the
hey,
best.
no,
But
you are.
there's
You're
one thing that I feel very confident about that most people I meet in my life, I'm like, more likely than not, I do probably read more than you. That's not an asshole
no,
thing.
that's dope.
It's just
Well,
that a lot of
exactly,
people don't
that's
read
insane.
that much.
That's
You
the
are an
sickest
avid
flight
A lot of people
ever,
don't
bro.
don't do that.
How many
And-
books did you read last year? I like this.
Last year.
Check out this number, bro.
I don't remember, but it was upwards of 50 for sure. Probably more than that. Around 60, something like that.
Are you still at that rate right now? How many books have you read so far?
Nah, this year I slowed down a lot, which is kind of ironic because it's like COVID season and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you would think everyone's just at home reading, like
Uh-huh.
who does like to read. But strangely enough, well, okay, so the real reason is I got a TV this past
You're
Christmas.
playing fucking video
And
games,
I will-
aren't you?
So here's a little fun fact about me. I haven't owned a TV, or I haven't had a TV in my room at least since I want to say since I was like 12 years old. Was the last time I had a TV,
Really?
and I got a TV when I was 27. So
So
For 15 years of my life, longer than I had been alive, I've not had TV.
Damn, I literally have 3 screens in my room.
Yeah, and
damn.
so I mean that contributed a lot, obviously, to me reading.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily like I got to read because I don't have TV. It was more like
That's just what
I
you
like to
do.
read, so
Yeah.
I don't watch TV. You know, like, and
Huh.
But no, so I'd say okay, so there's 2 things in my life that I think like really like hit reading, like would like really drove it home for me. Like I always liked to read from like a young age. So just, I don't know, just I got into fucking those Cat in the Hat books and all that kind of shit. And like I liked all that stuff and just typical shit that people would like growing up. And
We all read Cat in the Hat, right?
yeah, you know,
I was like, wait,
Dong's looking at me, dude.
Yeah,
He's
like,
like,
I
we
don't
all
know.
read it, right? Yeah, I
like,
read it, dude.
Was Clifford the Big Red Dog? You remember that
Oh,
one?
yes, dude.
Yeah, well, like all that typical kid shit, like, you know, like I liked all that stuff and all
The
just-
Magic Treehouse?
Oh yeah,
I read a few.
do you remember?
I wasn't a big fan.
What was it?
I hated reading, bro. I don't like to read. I was the complete opposite growing
like
up.
Captain Underpants and all that kind of stupid shit. You remember
no,
that?
I didn't.
Like-
you never read Captain Underpants?
Never, dude.
All right,
that's
time
just
out.
because. That's
So
because it
my new
didn't
co-host,
interest me. Oh my
Twansky.
gosh. Don, get out of here, dude.
Yeah, might have just been a little bit ahead of your time, man. But no. So like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I liked reading any more than the next person, but it was something that caught a little early. And then I have an aunt. She's actually technically like, I don't know, my second or third aunt, whatever. Because she's like my mom's aunt, like
Extended family.
Yeah, extended family, whatsoever. So anyway, she is a very big reader, huge reader. Me and her just kind of ended up noticing that we each like to read when I was young, and I'd like learn like this is the only person I know who likes this, and she's my family, and it was cool. And so one day my aunt was like, "You like to read?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Here, check this thing out." Like I got into it. It's like pretty recent. You might like it. It's called Harry Potter. Like, here, check it out. Gave me the first Harry Potter book. Fucking blew my mind, man.
Hooked.
Like I was just
Really?
changed. I was
Wow.
like, I kind of like reading too. I'm a reader. I love books. And it
That's
started with
wild.
that. Yeah, it really got, that was the first thing where, and it was really cool for me because like when I got into it, I want to say like the second book had just come out or the third book. It was like it was still relatively recent. So like I was able to like kind of grow
Catch
up with
up.
the book.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of what really got me into it. And then I think what really hit it home for me was in elementary, we had this thing where if you read books at school and then
You get like
take-
extra points.
yeah, then you take the test of it
Yeah.
online or whatever.
AR. Accelerated reader.
yeah, something like that.
that.
Yeah, I don't remember the specifics, but it
I
was
remember
like,
that. It
You
was
get
my
points
worst
for it,
enemy.
and then for all the points
So true,
that you
dude.
add up, then you get like gifts for it, and like you get to pick
Yeah.
shit that like
Yep.
I
It's like
get.
a red, green, or yellow.
Yeah, like
passing
I read
thing, right?
5 books, so that means I guess I get a new basketball. Like
Yeah.
it just shit like that. And I'm a very competitive person. Like I played sports my whole life,
lucky
so I
guy.
just thought I was like I like to read. And you're telling me that if I read more, and I just like take the stupid test on it, then I get free shit. And the
Yeah.
guy's like, yeah, that's what the test is. So I'm like, I'm gonna read every fucking thing in the library.
Oh,
I'm gonna
man.
take every fucking test. I'm gonna be number 1. I'm gonna get all this shit. And I was just so hyped
that
on
shit.
it. And literally, I think 4th grade and 5th grade, I literally tried to read every single book in our library.
Dude, that's
Like,
fucking dope.
I was just on it, just book. Like I didn't give a fuck if I was reading like the fucking history of the fucking elk of the Northwest. Like
Wow.
whatever it was, I was just gonna read it, take the test on it, get the points, get the gift.
Yeah.
Like, and that was just my mentality.
What was the biggest prize you got from that competition thing?
It was something
Or
dumb,
most
probably.
memorable?
None of it was memorable. That's how
Really?
dumb it was. But it made me realize how much I did like to read, and it got to the point where it was like, I'm not even really doing this anymore for the fucking contest. Like, I really just like this. Like,
That's dope.
and it like, yeah, and just
That's
ever
dope.
since, like, it's almost been like, it's the one thing that like I could always compete with myself, because I could always try and read more books this year than I did last year.
Yeah.
And like to me, it's like I don't know. It's on the one hand, I get to learn a lot. I get
Have you
just
read a
lot of
book in a
wealth from
day?
it. Oh, I've read multiple books in a day.
Multiple books in it. Now, what kind of books are we talking about here?
Wait. Do you have the
How many pages plus?
do you have the whole day free to do this?
Okay, well, all right. So like the most books I've read in a day, but these are. Do you guys remember the Goosebump bookstore?
Yeah,
stories.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know,
100 pages.
I would say like
about-
120, 130.
Yeah.
Like
could
if we're
read
really
some quick,
talking
huh?
about like actual writing terms, these are like novellas or like novelettes. Which is so like if I want to be specific, like a novel goes from like 45,000 words and upwards around that. And then you go
That's a
lower
fun
and
fact.
lower and lower. Then it goes
Yeah.
like 20,000, 30,000. I say this because I write a lot.
Yeah,
And
I believe it.
but yeah, so these like little novelettes pretty much, which are Goosebumps, just like little scary stories and like compiled into like 100 give or take pages. Like the most I read, like as a little kid, I read like 4 of them in one day.
Oh.
So it was like 4 it was 4
That's
different
crazy.
stories.
I got through like 4 pages in one day, dude.
I was reading fucking manga, anime, just like
But yeah, I mean, like I've read
on
like
the internet.
I've read like as an adult like books in a day, but it's not often. And I mean, like I really
Damn,
have,
that's
and that's the
dope.
thing too is now that I read so much, I've gotten to the point now where like back in the day, it used to be like if I start a book, I'm gonna finish it because if I start something, I gotta finish it. Like, and it was, I mean, in retrospect, I mean that's a good like
Mentality.
healthy mentality to have, but it was more so. It wasn't even like a, it was more like a pride thing. Like I start, I finish.
That you don't find that
But now-
mentality in a lot of people.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is now that I'm older, now I'm like being realistic and like I can't ever read every book in the world. Like I don't have enough time. So instead of fucking being like
So ambitious and
so ambitious and try to read everything,
Uh-huh.
why don't I just read the things I like and then if I don't like it, just fuck it, on to the next one. And now I'm like that. Like if a book doesn't
more
catch,
picky.
if a book doesn't catch me in like 50 pages and I'm trying to read it and I'm just like not feeling it, I'm like fuck this shit, throw it out, on to the next one. Like let's
Yeah.
go. Because it's like I'd rather like spend my time reading shit that I like and be like, I'd rather have a year.
What books do you like? What
books
do you
are-
like to read?
Okay, so
You like scary stories, don't you?
well, I like fiction. Overall, I like fiction. Like I do. I've been trying
Why?
to read more nonfiction.
Why?
Well, just 'cause I'm a creative person. Like
Uh-huh.
I like creativity. I like art. I like all types of art. And I've tried to do a little bit of everything. I've tried to do like actual art, like drawing,
Uh-huh.
painting. I've been in bands. I've
Yeah.
published stories. Like for the most part, I've done most. I freaking did modeling when I was a little kid.
Really?
Stupid as that sounds. Yeah.
Wow, what the hell?
Yeah.
What'd you model?
I was modeling for Nordstrom when I was a little kid.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
But
where'd you come out? Where'd you come on TV?
Hey, you
on
should be in a
billboards, or-
fucking Dos Equis commercial.
Nah.
Come on, fucking.
No, it was like for
The
like
most
little like advertisements for like Nordstrom's, like say like just clothing for their brand.
Wow, that's cool.
Children. It's stupid, but I mean,
Wow.
just like stuff like that. Like I've always like tried to do like whatever I can do artistically. Like that's just always my thing. So that's why I like that's why I like fiction, because
Yeah.
it's the creative side. But I like nonfiction too. Like I've been trying to like read more of that shit. You know, like 'cause that's where you get the knowledge. But I think fiction is just as important. But yeah, anyway, like I'm a big genre guy. So like I like the horror genre, I like fantasy genre, I like sci-fi genre, like. But I also like just straight up literature too. I mean,
Do you have a favorite book
a favorite book, yeah,
or series or whatever?
yeah. Honestly, I always say my favorite book is The Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye? I was
Yeah.
watching a video about it and they mentioned it, and I'm like,
J.D.
I really want to
Salinger,
read that
man.
book.
J.D. Salinger is just he was in a league of his own. Like he was just one of those people that like he just came real quick and left real quick and just left a crazy impression, man. Like
A one-hit wonder.
he had a few hits for sure, but like he just had a couple books, man, and it was short and sweet. And people to this day are still writing freaking documentaries
Yeah,
about him.
yeah, of
like,
course.
doing a bunch of stuff about this guy, and like
Right.
he was super influential.
That's cool.
Like, yeah, I've been asked this question before, but for sure, if I had to say like my 3 favorite authors, like him, just because of how influential he was, like to
What's
me
his
growing
name?
up.
What's the author?
J.D. Salinger.
J.D. Salinger.
Yeah, he's most popular for The Catcher in the Rye. He's also written a few other books like Franny and Zoe, 9 Stories, Raise High the Beams Carpenters, the Roof Beams rather.
I don't remember any. I don't know any of those.
Yeah, I mean he's a guy you got to really be a literary nerd. Like
to know those.
yeah, it's like talking about music theory if you're a musician. It's like
Yeah.
it's
see that.
it's a very niche thing.
Okay.
But and then like my growing up like an influence like they got me to go like fucking read and write and shit was obviously J.K. Rowling because of Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Like I grew up with her kind of like that was like if you're like how Dong you say you're a Clipper fan like you grew up with the Clippers
Don't
and shit.
fucking mention the fucking Clippers.
He's still sore because he had to buy me a cartridge because he lost.
Loser.
But yeah, so that's what that
Loser.
was growing up to me. And then Stephen King, man,
Yeah.
that's my man right there. That guy got me reading. He got me writing.
Nice.
That's dope.
He's been so influential to me. And I have a full on bookcase at my house dedicated to just his shit.
Wow.
That's crazy. Didn't he just come out with a new book? Or relatively recently?
Sort of recently, yeah. He came out with a collection of novellas called
They're making a bunch of
If
his
It
movies.
Bleeds.
If It Bleeds.
If It Bleeds, yeah. It's a collection of 4 short stories. I'd say personally, I hate to talk shit, but I liked 2 out of the 4. The other 2 are kind of whack, but it is what it is. You can't be on the ball
Yeah.
all the time, especially if you're like in your late 70s. But yeah, man, like I'm a big fan. Straight up taking a trip to Wichita, Kansas just to meet the dude. And like,
What?
yeah.
Wait, you did that?
Yeah, I did that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy, dude.
That's dedication right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I got
Did he sign something for you?
I got 2 signed books from him, which is really cool. Have a very special spot on my shelf for him.
Yeah, that's
But-
awesome.
Wow, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, no, I'm really into that stuff, man. I have a lot of signed books. I have a lot of rarities. Like I'm kind of like a book collector nerd too.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I could never.
Yeah.
But
when he
That's
was
awesome.
mentioning the cliff or the
the Clippers.
tests for like the books and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I was literally sitting there like guessing every single answer and then failing the test and then remembering what I like,
What you got
answered
wrong and tried
yeah,
something
and then,
else?
and just passing until I can get the prize. And then, like if I couldn't, I would just cliff note it. I was like that type of fucking.
Okay, Dong, this is not the first time you've done that, but
Well,
we
yeah.
moved on from the conversation and you completely just brought that back up.
Well,
for-
this
It's
is
okay,
fun.
You're bringing it all full circle, man.
all
It's
full
cool.
circle.
Yes, sir.
Well, talking about full circle, I think we could end it right here, bro.
Yeah.
We've been here for a minute, and we're talking about like we don't want to end this episode. Like we want to just talk for hours and hours and hours. And with that being said, we believe that this is not the last time Twan is going to come in the podcast.
I might come back, man.
Yeah.
I still have a few things I got to say. I might have let out maybe 3% of it,
Yeah.
but I got plenty to riff on.
97% more to figure out.
Yeah,
So-
man.
So yeah, with
I'll be
that being
back.
said, like Twan, you're more than welcome back in the future. Just a heads up for our podcast, we are adding a video component for the future, so you guys will be seeing Twan's face along with Dong and I's Twan's face in the
face
future.
you would
so
love to see.
I love to look at it. I'm sitting right across from it, and I fucking love it.
yeah, yeah, it's really interesting. So thank you, Twan, for
Oh
coming
yeah,
to our
man! Thank you
podcast,
for
dude.
letting me come on and fucking rant about a bunch of nonsense.
Nah,
but
dude,
I'm
it
sure it
was
was
kind of what we do. So
Yeah.
somewhat informative. So cheers to the beers.
Cheers, bro. It's been a pleasure having you on this podcast,
And we thank you.
we're gonna wrap it up right here. So
All right.
thank you for listening to the Unmarked Podcast.
make sure you share this podcast and everywhere. We're on
Sure.
Spotify, we're on Apple Podcast,
Twan,
and-
if you don't shout us out on your fucking Instagram or where the
Or
fuck
wherever,
you have,
dude,
I'm
like-
gonna fucking stick my dick. in
you're
your throat.
uninvited anymore.
I'm
Nah,
gonna
just
tell a
playing.
few people. Trust me.
No,
All
you
right.
better fucking tell a bunch of people.
Tell a bunch of people. Well, we're here every Friday. We hope you guys enjoy this episode, and hope to see you guys for the next one.
Peace out.
Later.